want to present about designing 3D wildlife park. I choose this title because animals should live in a place similar habitat. Wildlife park is a place kept animals to net the natural habitat so they can live more comfortably. I can see lots of animals like leopard, eagle, lion, and many others. If I work at wildlife park, I will make some enclosure. The enclosure like reptile house, hotel, insect house, lion enclosure, monkey enclosure, and many others. The volume are 90 meter cubic for insect house, 30 meter cubic for reptile house, 190 meter cubic for lion enclosure, and 200 for monkey, 200 meter cubic for monkey enclosure. The big enclosure for monkey because monkey need big space to move. The small enclosure is reptile house because what many people like reptile. As Indonesian citizen, definition for wildlife park. Wildlife park is good for animals and safe for animals. We have to take care and protect the animal for extinction. Thank you for listening to my project. God bless you.
Today I want to tell you about designing 3D wildlife park. I choose this title because I like animals. What I know about this title is there are many animals. The animals that can I see is snake, zebra, elephant, lion, crocodile, bird, bear, and tiger. They live in enclosure, describe grass, trees, and place to drink. The volume of the enclosure is 125. The volume of aquarium and ticket place is 250. 150. If I work in wildlife park, I will give them a netting fence. The biggest enclosure is elephant and the smallest is rat. As an Indonesia kid, I will feed him, take care of him, and give them a good place. Thank you for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today I will present about eco-friendly environment. I choose this title because I want to learn more about eco-friendly environment and tell my friends by my presentation so they will have a better understanding what eco-friendly really is. Eco-friendly environment is an alternative energy that won't damage the environment. In the neighborhood where I live, there are lots of plants. And in every garden there is always a trash can. The area around my house is very clean and well maintained. I have a desire to build an eco-friendly office by using solar panels, and the volume is length 5 and 6 cubic centimeter, breadth 4 and 6 cubic centimeter, and last height 6 and 8 cubic centimeter. Few weeks ago when I went to Trawas, I saw a very beautiful tourist spot and a lot of plants. The tourist spot was very well maintained and clean. There are lots of trees in the tourist area and the air is very cold. While I was in Trawas, I felt that the number of trees greatly affected the air we felt. If I am an architect, I will build an eco-friendly house with solar panels in the roof. And plant trees around the house. I will also build a house with many windows to reduce the use of air conditioning. This is a comparison based on the least used energy. I will design an office that implements an eco-friendly system by using solar panels in the roof and plant trees around the building. Building 1, 3, and 4 are the most least used energy, then building 2, 5, and 6. As an Indonesian architect, I hope for an eco-friendly environment can save our earth. I hope that this earth is well preserved, and we as humans must take good care of our environment so that this earth will remain clean and safe to live in. So this is my presentation. Hopefully, the information I provide can be useful for all of you. Thank you for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
I'm going to present my presentation about designing 3D wildlife park. I chose this title because I love animals. There are many animals in wildlife park. I have visited wildlife park before. There are many animals in the wildlife park.
Yuk, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, teachers and friends. My name is Nicole. Today I'm going to present my presentation about designing 3D wildlife park. I chose this title because I love animals. There are many animals in wildlife park. I have visited wildlife park before. There are many animals in the wildlife park, such as the lion, the fish, the reptiles, the bird, and much more. The animals will live in the enclosure that is big and clean. If I work at the wildlife park, I will build the medical center, which is 216 cubic centimeters, and the office, which is 180 cubic centimeters, and the hotel, which is 403 cubic centimeters and 250 cubic centimeters. The gift shop, which is 216 cubic centimeters, and the reptile house, which is 343 cubic centimeters, and the aquarium, which is 216 cubic centimeters. As an Indonesian citizen, I will ask the people to feed the animals in the feeding corner to keep the animals from getting in danger. Thank you for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today I'm going to present you about my designing 3D wildlife park. In my wildlife, I choose the title wildlife park because I love animals. In my wildlife park, there will be 4 animals. The first animal is the emu place. The emu place has 128 centimeter. And the second animal place is the penguin place with 384 cubic centimeter. And then the third animal place is the lion place. The lion place have 252 cubic centimeter. Then there are restaurant with 288 cubic centimeter. And the last one is the ticket place. The ticket place have 216 cubic centimeter. And the smallest building is the insect house with 120 cubic centimeters. And the biggest is the penguin place with 384 cubic centimeters. Why? Because penguins is funny. And why the insect house is the smallest? Because insect houses are small. I hope in the future wildlife park there will be even bigger wildlife park. Thank you for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today, I'm going to present about my 3D wildlife park. I chose this title because there are lots of animals there, such as birds, butterflies, fishes, pandas, and others. I haven't visited the wildlife park yet. If I work in a wildlife park, I will make the enclosure clean, safe, and like the real one. The animals that are in my wildlife park are birds, tigers, fishes, monkeys, and insects. The volume of the birds' enclosure is 582 cubic centimeter. The volume of the tiger's volume, the enclosure, is 260 cubic centimeter. The volume of the monkey's enclosure is 300 cubic centimeter. And the volume of the fish's enclosure is 64 cubic centimeter. And the volume of the insect house is 125 cubic centimeter. And also the volume of the ticket station is 120 cubic centimeter. In my opinion, the largest enclosure in my wildlife park is the Burgess enclosure because it has more volume. It has the most volume in my wildlife park, and it has much space. The smallest enclosure in my wildlife park is the fishes enclosure because it has the smallest volume, and it has not much space, so it is very narrow. If I don't know, as an Indonesian citizen, I hope there are conservation or wildlife park in the future that is safe, clean, and like the real one for the animals there. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I'm Miss Anna and friends. God bless you.
Today, I'm going to present to you all about my eco-friendly environment house that I have just built. I chose this title because when I grew up, I wanted to build an eco-friendly environment just like this. Eco-friendly environment is an environment to save the world by using alternative energy, putting solar panel in front of your house, taking water from the spring, and planting a lot of plants near your garden. To make sure it is eco-friendly, you could put grass or any plants near your house and also a solar panel, a spring so that you don't waste any water, and also a window in your house so that you don't need to use any electricity, so that you guys can use electricity from the sun. The building I have built is an eco-friendly house. The eco-friendly house, each of the cubes are 216 centimeter thick. All the cubes are the house, the animal cage, and the farm, which each side is 6 centimeter. And all of the cuboids, which are the benches and the animal box for their food, are 20 centimeter thick. If I was an Indonesian architect, I would build an eco-friendly environment house that have a lot of windows, even a skylight in the roof, and a lot of trees with a solar panel and a spring. I have ever seen an eco-friendly house before. It has a lot of plants, a lot of windows in the house, and I also seen them taking water from the spring. They have a lot of plants in the garden so that they can have fresh air every single day. I hope Indonesia could be a better country when I grow up, and Indonesia could be free out of all of the pollution. The building that has the least electricity is the house, because the house has a lot of windows and don't use any electricity, and the lights are from the sun. Because I was a citizen of Indonesia, when I grew up, I wanted you guys to build a lot of eco-homes to save our country. Thank you, Miss Anna and friends, for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today I'm going to present my presentation about designing a 3D wildlife park. I choose this title because I like to see animals and see how they live. Wildlife park is a park built like the animals' habitats. I have visited a wildlife park before when I was younger at Taman Safari. There are many animals such as tigers, hippos, horses, and many more. Each animal has different habitats. Let's see here. Hippos normally live in water and land, so the enclosure will have a pond and some land. Horses normally live in grassy areas, so they will have lots of land to walk and eat. Besides that, we can see many buildings inside the wildlife park.
such as the hotel, the gift shop, the aviary, the reptile house, the medical center, and the aquarium. The hotel's volume is 240 cubic centimeters. The gift shop's volume is 64 cubic centimeters. The aviary's volume is 160 cubic centimeters. The reptile house volume is 64 cubic centimeters. The medical center's volume is 125 cubic centimeters, and the aquarium's volume is 24 cubic centimeters. So the biggest size would be for the aviary because birds need a larger area to fly around. The smallest size will be for the aquarium because fishes are small and there aren't many types of fish in the aquarium. The enclosure that I'm going to build will be as close as possible to the wild, and I'm going to separate the dangerous animals so they cannot hurt people. I hope the future wildlife park in Indonesia will be better and bigger so there will be more animals in the wildlife park. Thank you, teachers and friends, for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today, I want to present about my wildlife park. I chose this title because before pandemic, every month I always go to wildlife park, and I like wildlife park. I know in wildlife park there are so many animals like bird, fish, snake, spider, lion, tiger, and the other. Where do the animals live? Elephant in yard, snake in reptile house, fish in aquarium, spider in insect house, lion in cage, and birds in aviary. If I work in a wildlife park, I will make sure that all the animals have the enclosure like in the forest. In my design, the volume of hotel is 352 cubic centimeter. The volume of insect house is 100 cubic centimeter. The volume of aquarium is 90 cubic centimeter. The volume of gift shop is 120 cubic centimeter. And the volume of reptile house is 100 cubic centimeter. So in my design, the biggest enclosure is hotel because so many people need to rest in the hotel, and the smallest is aquarium because the fish is small. As Indonesian citizen, I will make to protect animals from extinct by taking care of the animal. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Bless you.
Today I am going to present my 3D wildlife park. I chose this title because I like animals. I have ever visited a wildlife park. Wildlife park is the place where people protect animals from being hunted. Wildlife park is the place where people protect wild animals and endangered animals from being hunted for their skin and their bodies. Where do the animals live? In a place where they feel comfortable. And the fish lives in the aquarium. If I work on a wildlife park, how will I build the enclosures? The first building is a ticket register, and its volume is 213 cubic centimeter. The second building is a toilet, and its volume is 288 cubic centimeter. And the third building is an aquarium, and its volume is 288 cubic centimeter, the same as toilet volume. The fourth building is a composite building, and it's the gift shop storage, and its volume is 77.220 cubic centimeter. The volume of the fifth building is the gift shop, and its volume is 183 cubic centimeter. And my last building is elephant cage, and its volume is 1.18 cubic centimeter. As an Indonesian citizen, what is my expectation for the future of wildlife park? I would expect the future of wildlife park to be more better and safer for the animals. And people will protect the wildlife habitats more better than this day. Thank you, teachers and friends, for listening to my presentation. I hope we can all protect the wildlife habitats. God bless you all.
Today I want to tell you about eco-friendly environment. I choose this title because I want to use less energy. Eco-friendly is not environmentally harmful. I have 6 buildings. Building 1 is 125 centimeter cubics. Building 2 is 120 cubic centimeter. Building 3 is 216 cubic centimeter. The vet is 64 cubic centimeter. The supermarket is 128 cubic centimeter. And the hotel is 171 cubic centimeter because the hotel is a composite figure. I make sure my environmentally is eco-friendly by using less car energy and lighting energy. I build houses and towers. The eco-friendly environment that I have ever seen is the machine used by the alternative energy from the sun, wind, and water. If I am the architect, I will make solar panel and plants. The house with the less energy is building 1 because building 1 has a solar panel. As an Indonesian architect, I will build an eco home, plant so many plants, and solar panel. Thank you for listening to my presentation, teacher and friends. God bless you.
I'm going to present about designing 3D wildlife park. I choose the title because I like the animals and I want the animals have the great place to live. Wildlife park is a place to keep and protect animals. I have never visited wildlife park, but I know wildlife park that there are lots of animals. There are such as elephant and rhinoceros, and the other animals. I sell all kinds of animals in the wildlife park. If I work in the wildlife park, I will build the great enclosure so the animals will be safe and feel happy. The volume of the pool is 343. Aquarium is 120. Minimarket is 120. Hotel is 189. Guest house is 72. The largest enclosure is for the elephant and rhinoceros because of the big body that they have. The smallest enclosure is for deer. I hope the future wildlife park will have to take care and protect the animals from becoming extinct. Thank you for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today I'm going to present about Wildlife Park. I choose this title because I love animals. What I know about Wildlife Park, it is a place where animals can live in. I have ever visited a wildlife park before. When I come to the wildlife park, I see a lot of animals such as fish, bird, insect, and more. The fish live at the big aquarium. The insect live at the small room. The bird live at the big house with a tree. And the reptile live in a small room. If I work in a wildlife park, I will make an aquarium, insect house, museum, reptile house, gift shop, and aviary. The volume of aquarium is 54 centimeter. The insect house is 64 centimeter. The museum is 48 centimeter. The reptile house is 64 centimeter. The gift shop is 36 centimeter. And the aviary is 88 centimeter. The aviary is going to be the largest so the bird can fly around and they need more space. And the insect house is going to be the smallest because I'm not going to put so many insects there and they are small. I hope in the future when people come to the wildlife park, they will throw trash in the trash can. And I also hope people won't hunt animals again. Thank you for listening and God bless you.
Today, I'd like to present about my project. The title is Eco-Friendly Environment. I chose this title because I want to save the environment by creating an eco-friendly environment, such as plant more trees, use alternative energy, and build a house or a building with eco-friendly resources, such as wooden floors, a mud wall, skylights in the roof, and solar panels to make electricity. What I know about eco-friendly environment is earth-friendly or not harmful to the environment, such as 3R, which is reuse, reduce, and recycle. I will make sure the goods I use are eco-friendly by using paper bag instead of plastic bag, using stainless straw, bring our own water bottle, and not use vehicles to the near places instead of walking or bicycling. I built 3 buildings. The first building has 3 volumes. The second building has 4 volumes. And the third building is a small house and it has the smallest volume. And the volume is 1. I built solar panels on top of the first and second building. I also add a window between the first and second building. I add many windows and doors at the first, second, and third building. I never see an eco-friendly building before, but I ever learned about eco-friendly house. Inside the house, they use alternative energy, wooden floors, mud walls, skylights in the roof, and they live near to the nature. If I was an architect, I will build many buildings, eco-friendly buildings, so we can save the energy, such as build many windows so the sunlight can come into the building. Plant more trees, build a pond, and build a solar panels. The small house used the least energy. The second building used the most energy. If I was an Indonesian architect, I will build many eco-friendly buildings so we can save the energy, the environment, and most important is we need to save the earth for a better life. Thank you, teachers and friends, for listening. God bless you.
Today, I will tell you about designing 3D wildlife parks. A wildlife park is a place where animals are taken care of. I have never been to a wildlife park. There are a lot of animals in a wildlife park, such as lions. They live in an enclosure.
The enclosure is big and clean. If I work in a wildlife park, I will build an aquarium with the volume of 125 cubic centimeters. Reptile house has a volume of 180 cubic centimeters, and an aviary that has a volume of 132.6 cubic centimeters. The enclosure that I am going to build will be clean and match the animal's natural habitat. I hope that the future wildlife park in Indonesia will protect animals from becoming extinct. Thank you, teachers and friends, for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today, I will present my final project presentation titled Designing 3D Wildlife Park. I choose this title because people in the world need to do more to protect wild animals, especially the ones that are endangered. Wildlife parks are places where the wild animals are kept and protected, and I have visited one before. In wildlife parks, you can see a lot of animals, such as elephants, lions, insects, birds, lizards, and much more. The enclosures can be very different to one another. They can be big, small, a form of a cage, filled with water, and much more. If I work in a wildlife park, I will build suitable enclosures for each animal, and I will build an aquarium with a volume of 64 cubic centimeters, an insect house with a volume of 80 cubic centimeters, a reptile house with a volume of 125 cubic centimeters, a ticket booth with a volume of 120 cubic centimeters, a museum with a volume of 275 cubic centimeters, and a 2-floor gift shop with a volume of 316 cubic centimeters. The enclosures can be larger and smaller to one another because of the animals' different sizes. The reptile house will be the largest because there are lots of types of reptiles in the wildlife park, and some of the reptiles need a big space to live in. The aquarium will be the smallest because there are not many types of fishes in the wildlife park, and fishes don't need big spaces to live in. I hope that in the future, the wildlife in Indonesia will be protected safely and not be extinct. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening. May God bless all of you.
Today I will be presenting about 3D Wildlife Park. The reason I chose this title is because I like animals and wanted to know more about them. Wildlife Park is an enclosed area of land where uncaged wild animals roam, fed freely in conditions designed to mimic their natural habitat as closely as possible. I have ever visited a wildlife park once. I can see pandas, giraffes, lions, cheetahs, tigers, and so much more. Pandas live in broadleaf and coniferous forests with a dense understory of bamboo. Lions live in Africa and are mostly found in sub-Saharan Africa. Cheetahs live in Africa and the cheetah survives in parts of Africa, and a small population lives in Iran. Tigers can be found anywhere from the Russian Far East to the parts of North Korea, China, India, and the Southwest Asia to the Indonesia island of Sumatra. And tigers are generally solitary animals preferring to live alone. Giraffes live in East Africa, and giraffes have several types of plants, among them trees and shrubs. If I work in a wildlife park, I will build the enclosure the same as the animals usually live in. The insect house volume is 216 cubic centimeters. The aquarium volume is 216 cubic centimeters, and the reptile enclosure volume is 216 cubic centimeters. The elephant enclosure is the largest, and the bird enclosure is the smallest, because the elephant needs a lot of space and they need a lot of food, and the bird needs a small amount of space because they don't need a lot of food and they don't need much space. As an Indonesian citizen, I will adopt wild animals and take them to the wildlife park where everything will be safe and conserved, to conserve or protect animals from extinction. Thank you, Miss Anna and friends, for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today I will be talking about Wildlife Park. I choose Wildlife Park because I love Wildlife Park. I have visited Wildlife Park before. It's amazing. Wildlife Park is like a zoo, but there are more open spaces for the animals. Specific animals like tigers, lions, or deer. They are not in cages. Some of them are in cages. These animals are free to run just like in the real habitat. I see a lot of animals such as lions.
Okay, yep.
Good morning, teachers and friends. Today I will be talking about Wildlife Park. I choose Wildlife Park because I love Wildlife Park. I have visited Wildlife Parks before. It's amazing. Wildlife Park is like a zoo, but there are more open spaces for the animals, specific animals like tigers, lions, or deer. Some of them are in cages and some of them are not in cages. These animals are free to run just like in their real habitat. I see a lot of animals such as lions, bears, and more. The animals will live in cages shaped like cubes or cubes or at open spaces. If I work in Wildlife Park, I will build more spaces so there are more animals can be sent into the Wildlife Park to be protected. I will build some buildings to make the animals feel comfort and feel like in their real habitat. Of the aquarium world place being the largest because the aquarium world has various fishes and needs a lot of space. While the birdcage only contains small birds. The buildings will be, the first is the toilet. The length is 5 centimeters, the breadth is 3 centimeters, the height is 10 centimeters, the volume is 150 centimeters cubic. The second building is the feeding station. The edge is 5 centimeters, the volume is 125 centimeters cubic. The third building is the aquarium world. The length is 11 centimeters, the breadth is 5 centimeters, the height is 6 centimeters, the volume is 264 centimeters cubic. The fourth building is the cafeteria. The length is 10 centimeters, the breadth is 4 centimeters, the height is 6 centimeters, and the volume is 240 centimeters cubic. The fifth building is the birdcage. The length is 4 centimeters, the breadth is 2 centimeters, the height is 6 centimeters, and the volume is 48 centimeters cubic. The sixth building is the reptile house. The length is 8 centimeters, the breadth is 2 centimeters, the height is 4 centimeters, the volume is 64 centimeters cubic. The seventh building is the gift shop. Where's the gift shop? Right here. The edge is 4 centimeters. The volume is 64 centimeters cubic. The eighth building is the game zone. The edge is 4 centimeters. The volume is 64 centimeters cubic. The gift shop and the game zones are composite buildings. I hope the government makes the existing wildlife park bigger so that more animals will be protected in the wildlife park from extinction. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
Today I will present about Wildlife Park.
I chose this title because I love going to wildlife park. In my opinion, wildlife park is a place that has no cages for some animals, and animals can go freely in their enclosure. I also ever visited wildlife park before. There are many animals such as the fishes. The fishes live in the aquarium. The aquarium has water and glass so people can see the fishes. The enclosure that I'm going to build is an aquarium, reptile house, and insect house. The volume of the aquarium is 252 cubic centimeter. The volume of reptile house is 216 cubic centimeter. The volume of insect house is 64 cubic centimeter. The enclosure size will be different for each animal. The aquarium is the largest and the insect house is the smallest. The aquarium is the largest because the aquarium has many big and small fishes. And also the aquarium has turtles, seahorses, and many more. The insect house is the smallest because insects are small. I hope future wildlife park in Indonesia will be bigger and safer for the animals. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
Today I'm going to present about designing a 3D wildlife park. I choose this title because I love animals and I feel bad for the animals that lost their habitat. There are lots of animals in the wildlife park and I have visited the wildlife park. There are many animals in the wildlife park such as the echidnas. The echidnas live in a small format because in the wild they go underground to eat ants and hide from predators. If I work in a wildlife park, the enclosure that I'm going to build for the birds is a forest aviary and I'm going to put some trees like the habitat. For the sea animals, I'm going to make their enclosure in the aquarium based on their size. For the Arctic animals, I'm going to make their enclosure in the Arctic house coat so it's like their habitat. For the enclosure animals like the platypus, the blue tongue lizard, the kangaroo, the wombat, and the koala, I'm going to make it like their habitat. And for the reptiles, I'm going to make the enclosure based on the size. The volume of the aquarium is 508.5 cubic centimeter. The volume of the Arctic house is 125 cubic centimeter and with floor 2 is 250 cubic centimeter. The volume of the reptile house is 112 cubic centimeter. The enclosure size will be different for each animal because the enclosure is based on their size. The largest enclosure is the aquarium because many people love going to the aquarium. The smallest enclosure is the reptile house because not many people love reptiles. I hope for the future wildlife in Indonesia, people will stop destroying the animals' habitat and help prevent the animals from being extinct. Thank you for listening to my presentation. God bless you.
Today I'm going to present about Gigi Wildlife Park. I choose this title because I like animals. In my opinion, wildlife park is a place where wild animals live. I ever visit a wildlife park in Bali. I can see a lot of animals. My favorite animal in the wildlife park is the parrot and the dolphin. The fish live in the aquarium. The bird live in the aviary, and the lizard live in the reptile house. The aquarium is big with a lot of water for the fish to live. The aviary is big for a lot of birds, and the reptile house is big with a lot of small trees. If I work in a wildlife park, I will make the enclosure is big and it can fit for a lot of animals. The ticket volume is 220 cubic centimeter. The hotel volume is 420 centimeter. The aquarium volume is 224 cubic centimeter. The aviary volume is 544 cubic centimeter. The restaurant volume is 342 centimeter. The gift shop volume is 216 centimeter and the reptile house volume is 210 centimeter. The biggest building in my wildlife park is the A40 because the bird needs some space to fly. And the smallest building in my wildlife park is the reptile house because lizards don't need a lot of space. The bigger animal like elephant gets the bigger enclosure, and the smaller animal gets like lion gets the smaller enclosure. As an Indonesian citizen, we have to protect the animals so they wouldn't extinct. Thank you for listening to my presentation, God bless.
Today I am going to present you about my 3D eco-friendly environment. I choose this title because I want to show the world that using alternative energy is good for the earth. Eco-friendly is the way you use alternative energy such as wind, sun, and water to save our earth. I make sure my environment is eco-friendly by putting solar panels, windmills, and water wheels. I will build a hotel, a house, a shop, a restaurant, a mall, and a zoo. And they each have different volumes. The restaurant's volume is 343 cubic centimeters. The house's volume is 144 cubic centimeters. The mall's volume is 500 cubic centimeters. The hotel is 715 cubic centimeters. The zoo's volume is 343 cubic centimeters too. The shop's volume is 210 cubic centimeters. I ever seen a eco-friendly environment. They have solar panels, windmills, and water wheels, and they use trash like an orange skin that they can use it to clean the stove, and a water bottle, a plastic bottle that can be used into a magic plant pot that can automatically just water the plants. If I am an architect, I will build a free building, some solar panels, windmills, and water wheels. The most least energy in one of my buildings is the shop. It's because it doesn't have too much things that needs electricity, and it's the smallest. As an Indonesian citizen, my expectation for the future that 3D eco-friendly environment that can save our earth is a clean, alternative energy, reduce, reuse, recycle environment. Thank you, teachers and friends, for listening my presentation. God bless you.
Today I'll be presenting about designing 3D wildlife park. I choose this title because wildlife parks are about animals, and I'm very passionate about animals. A wildlife park is a place for protecting animals that are found locally and displayed for public. I've been to some wildlife parks, such as Singapore River Safari, Bali Safari, and Taman Safari Pligen. I can see many different species in there.
For example, lion, Sumatra tiger, manatees, piranhas, meerkats, giraffes, and many more. Each animal has different enclosures, but mostly have lots of trees, big green areas, and individually to suit the animal's need. If I work in a wildlife park, I will build the enclosure with lots of trees, feeding stations, and comfortable, safe, and peaceful environment. The elephant enclosure will be the biggest because the elephants need big space to move since they are big. And the insect enclosure will be the smallest because insects usually just need small space to live in. The reptile house, the insect house, and the gift shop are the same, the volume, which is 216 cubic centimeters. Both toilets and the volume of both toilets and the parrot aviary are 120 cubic centimeters. The reptile and insect house is the composite building, which has a volume of 432 cubic centimeters. As an Indonesian citizen, my expectation in the future is that our wildlife parks will protect more endangered species and give them better environment to live in. Thank you, teachers and friends, for listening to my presentation. God bless you.